but I just want to thank everyone for joining right now. We are just waiting on some of the other people to join here. All right. Aside from that, though, how was everyone's week? We had a week break. It seemed like I was going through a tropical storm or a hurricane or something. My power kept cutting out, and I have this system in my house that tells me if there's like a carbon monoxide detection or whatever. And for whatever reason, it has like a female thick French like accent, and so it works based off of power, right? So if the power goes out, then it gets automatically triggered because it's assuming that someone is cutting off the power or something like that. And so the entire time, my entire house is screaming, carbon monoxide. No, that's British. What is
That's
the French
British.
one? Yeah, hold on. It's like check the carbon monoxide. I can't do a French accent. It's
Yeah,
whatever.
sounds like you
It's
can't.
just think of the most
I can't
stereotypical.
either, so I'm not
Just
trying.
think
Oh
of the
no.
most stereotypical French accent, and that was just blasting in my ear. It was, oh my goodness. I was going through a tropical vacation. Yeah, I was going through a tropical storm. I got the
Vacation's
storm
the
end of
best.
that. Wee. Yeah, it happens. It happens. But no, we're excited to have all of you here. We have some very, very exciting topics. Welcome, Mamix. Today's episode is going to be more so heavy on the K-pop aspect. I feel like the last couple of weeks we really haven't been, getting to that point. Granted, we do have some fun topics, but the majority of this episode will be that K-pop section. So I hope no one ever feels discouraged if they want to talk about any fun topics or K-pop topics as well. At any point, if you do want to come up to the stage, please just raise your hand. You can raise your hand down below. We will be monitoring that constantly. We will not be having Mark perform in the first half. I was told that he might join us on that second half, so we potentially could be getting blessed by a Mark performance. But with 1 minute left to go here, how's everyone feeling so far?
I need coffee.
It's pretty early for you, to be fair. You always need coffee. It's not just it's a constant state of living for you. I was playing Don't Starve Together with Fisk just now. Playing a lot of it. It's been like what 4 hours, I think.
Do you play
Five-
modded or
yeah.
vanilla?
I mean, I just got it today.
Oh, okay.
What game?
And-
What game?
Don't Starve Together.
Oh.
And I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm really hungry.
Ooh,
so
okay,
I'm starving in real life.
If at any
Yo.
point, yeah, no kidding. If at any point you want to just duck out, we can
Yeah.
definitely do
All
that
right.
for
See
you.
you guys.
Yeah, there you
It was
go.
nice
We'll
joining
see.
you.
We'll see him back when Mark is.
Eat
performing.
well.
We'll see him when Mark is performing.
Yeah, I'm only here for Mark, honestly. So.
Yeah. I mean, me too. What is this all for if it's not for Mark, realistically,
Honestly,
right?
true.
All right, but with that, we are gonna get started. Welcome everyone. My name is.
Wait, what about
Crimson.
Max?
Mamix is here, no?
Yeah, but he didn't say anything.
His mic is going off. I'm not quite sure.
I guess not. Yeah.
It might
Oh,
be bugged,
no.
Mamix. I'm not quite sure.
You should rejoin, I guess.
Yeah, he could just leave and rejoin, or just reset your mic settings as well. But I think in the meantime, though, we will just get started here. My name is Crimson. I'm one of our 4 hosts today. We might have Shino pop in as well, but for the most part, it is us 4. We have been doing the Idle podcast now for about a month and a half, maybe even longer. Last week was a break, so apologies for that. That is entirely on my end. Sorry about that. But hopefully we have a good episode today. I feel great. After this episode, I'm gonna go paddleboarding by a lake, and so hopefully we get some good vibes. Yeah,
That's nice.
I'm like looking at
That's
the
nice.
clock every 5 seconds. I'm like, oh my god, when can I go? When can I go?
Is it paddle party time?
Oh, it is. It's like the water is so cool right now. I'm like, I might as well, But aside from that, how are you guys feeling? Introduce yourselves.
I just wanted to say it's not your fault that last week wasn't your fault at all.
I control the
think-
weather. I control the
Well,
weather.
no,
itself.
it wasn't just you. I think I was not feeling it as well. So
Mm.
yeah. So yeah, I'm Tato. I don't know if you've heard. I'm a teacher. I also do a bit of art sometimes, and I cook sometimes. That's basically my identity in a whole. That's about it really. Yeah. So if you guys, if it ever goes to that point, after we finish all the K-pop conversations, I'll be there.
Interesting.
Nice. Oh, who's next?
You.
You.
My mic? Oh, my bad. Hi, this is Ryan, Soyception, and I'm addicted to coffee. That's about it.
Nah, you play Apex nowadays. That's something.
Oh, dude, I'm addicted to Apex so much. I
So
love
that's
it.
what you've been doing for the past 2 weeks now, huh?
Yeah, but still, nobody plays with me, Saj.
It's also probably the server difference, right? Like the lag.
Yeah,
Because like
and
when I was
most of
playing
you
with
guys, most
Tato
of you
and
guys are in EU.
well, I was
EU or
playing.
NA, yeah.
Yeah, I was playing with Tato a couple weeks back, and we were playing like that new 3v3 mode or whatever, and like my ping was like 160 or something like that. Like whenever I play League with
Yeah.
EU friends, it's always like 180. So I can't
If
imagine
I
like
played with
Asia.
you guys, it's like 200 ping for me.
Yeah.
So it'll never
Jesus.
happen.
Just
Wait, Krim,
moved to
are
NA
you in
5 head.
Vancouver or?
No, I'm about maybe 1 hour. Yeah, I'd say like 1 hour to 2 hours time difference wise from Vancouver. Vancouver from me is about a 7 hour flight.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's to the west of me. I'm middle of Canada, but I'm like more towards the west end, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like the second west province, like the second farthest from the left side. So it's not like friends in I guess New York, right? They go to sleep and then like I'm just waking up or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I have a friend
Wow.
who's actually in Hawaii, and like it's like that for him, where it's 6 a.m. his time, and then for me it's like 10 p.m. and it's like so off-putting. I'm like, what is going
Yeah.
on? We live on the same continent. Like this is so weird.
That's pretty nuts, to be honest.
Mm.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You're a little
very
bit quiet.
quietly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get that sorted out. Oh,
Enrique,
there we
you're
go.
shit
How's
at
that?
Apex. I'm shit at Apex.
Ooh,
and I
that's
still
better.
Yeah, it's better.
play.
There we go. Okay, sorry about that. The new computer settings are all weird and funky, so just getting used to everything.
That's all good. That's all good.
Cool. Okay.
If it's too loud now, just let me
No,
know.
no. You're fine. You're fine. So introduce yourself. Who are you, stranger?
I'm Mamex or Alex, whatever you want. I'm the resident Dreamcatcher hater apparently. I like all kinds of stuff.
So much hate.
So much hate. I don't know. There's not really much to say. I'm currently in England, having not been here for 16 years.
Ooh.
And I think I'm about. I don't know. I'm reasonably far away from Tato, so that's very sad. But one day I'll go.
Well, you guys can meet up when Dreamcatcher tours in England. You guys could have that
You'll
opportunity.
be forced.
Yeah, you
Honestly,
have that
you'll be forced.
opportunity.
I'm very down though.
Yo.
Like, I'd love to
Oh.
see them again. They're so good live.
That's
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
happen
sure.
That's for sure gonna happen.
Well,
Is Rubik
100%.
Cube even in the server?
No. Yeah, no. Sorry.
They're just listening.
Yeah, so the way that we work on the podcast is that typically we only allow specific users with roles to actually come up here. Other than that, this is our first time doing a public podcast, so apologies if you're just joining and you're like, what the hell? These guys don't sound at all like what their profile pictures look like. Like, wait a minute, you're telling me Crimson is not that girl right there? What the hell? Yeah, it sucks. And I just looked and we already lost 2 people, so it sucks.
Yeah, I think we're actually getting a lot of random joiners because of this podcast right now. Is all I'm gonna say, and they've left. They've left
Yeah,
right
no,
after.
they're like,
Well,
wait a minute.
It'll be a new experience for all of us. Won't
Yeah,
it?
they're
So,
like, wait a minute, this is a totally different set of trap right now. They're getting anti-trapped. By the way, we are gonna get this started. If you are just joining us again from out of our Discord, we are a K-pop oriented Discord. That being said, we don't tolerate any type of trolling. So if you're gonna be trolling, just be ready to face repercussions, I guess, in some ways. If at any point you want to talk about a certain topic that we do talk about, please feel free to raise your hand. Again, people with roles will get prioritized. We are going to get it started though. We did have a 2-week break, and during that 2-week break, somehow, some way, all these bangers just dropped, right? We got Everglow drop, we got TXT, just more recently Rocket Punch with Ring Ring. Then we just got Mamamoo
So
with
many
their
songs.
we got Mamamoo with the song that every single what are they called? What are the fandom's name again? It's just
Moo-moos.
Moo-moos. There you go. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, are they going to disband or not?" And then they dropped the song, and they're like, "Oh no, it's over." Then we also got Fromus 9 and Oh My Girl. So I want to just get a feel for the room right now. How did everyone feel?
I feel like we talked about Oh My Girl last week, or like.
Did
a
you
week before.
see? I
Yeah,
wasn't
'cause you
here.
weren't here?
Yeah, I wasn't here. So
Wow.
if you guys did
Not
talk
doing
about
your
Oh My Girl-
homework? My god, rude.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness! Oh my
Damn.
goodness!
You
The
rewatched
one time I missed out, you guys talk about that. Oh my goodness, it just sucks. But I just want to get a good feel for how everyone, felt about those recent comebacks. Maybe not the Oh My Girl ones, but specifically, TXT and other more recent ones.
Joy is amazing. It definitely sparked joy.
Hmm.
Mamamoo was wonderful. The
Definitely
whole album
sparked
just being
joy.
lovely ballads. It's great. But my favorite title from the last 10 days or so is definitely the Joy one. It's just so happy. It's nice. It's wonderful. It really is.
Now, can I ask you just a follow up on that? Is it because you haven't had a lot of Red Velvet content in a while that the Joy album is so meaningful to you, or do you actually just appreciate it as a solo work? Because I feel like that's we kind of get trapped in that sense where it's like, oh yeah, Woogie just released something and she's a member of G Idol, and then it's like, where do you disassociate the group versus the individual type of thing?
I mean, it's been obviously there's not been group stuff for a little while, but there was the Irene Sluddy thing last year, and we had Wendy recently as well. But the Joy one, it's a little disappointing that it's not like original stuff. It's all remakes and covers and stuff, but it's all just really nice. And the title song, "Hello," it's really good. It's just a nice happy message of, not being completely tied to past emotions and just living your life and just chilling. It's great. It's very nice. Her voice is so bright and calming that the whole song it's one of those it's the kind of song that you put on when you're doing the spring cleaning, like you get the vacuum out, the dust and all that kind of stuff, and you're just cleaning the house. It's that kind of a song.
Right.
Oh,
That's so real for me. That's why I kind of inappropriately laughed there, because I'm like, you know what? That actually does describe it. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, but it's good to hear about the Joy album. I myself have not really heard it, and I know I'm gonna get hated for it. But it's something that I definitely have on, my song bucket list, if that makes any sense.
find that Joy song album is refreshing. That's for sure.
Depressing or refreshing?
Refreshing, sorry.
Refreshing, okay. I heard depressing. I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we that depressed, bro?
Alright.
I'm gonna be real. I haven't listened to it yet, so I'm gonna listen to it right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
all...
What a great! Oh my god! I listened to the first note and I really love it. Ready?
Yeah. Just straight out the gates. It's the best comeback this year, or best
comeback,
debut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, okay, not the best comeback because we have the best comeback already.
See,
And
we're gonna get into that. What is the best
Exactly.
comeback? I have some very, very strong opinions. I was talking to Grizz and Rye a couple days ago about comebacks recently, and I guess when we talk about recent comebacks and things like that, for me, I really enjoy TXT. Like TXT and Hyphen have been front runners. That's not to say I didn't enjoy GG releases. I really like No Way. Wait, is it called No Way or the Fromus 9 comeback? What is that called again? We Go, sorry. We Go.
We
Yeah,
Go.
shows how much I actually love it. But We Go, and then Dun Dun Dance. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't think Ring Ring is a loopable song for me. It happens, I guess.
What was Ring Ring again? Who was that?
A Rocket Punch.
Ah, right, yeah.
And then first was Everglow.
Yes,
I
remember that.
I
too.
like Everglow. I like Rocket Punch a lot. They're in my top 10s, but at the same time, I really feel like those definitive sounds or those definitive songs for me this year has really been just Oh My Girl, Promise 9, uh, and ASAP. There you go. I was like blanking on the name ASAP. I just love those
See,
three songs a
Krim,
lot
I don't know
for
if
girl
you were
groups.
I don't know if you were here last podcast when we talked about it, but did we talk about Next Level and your thoughts on Next Level?
Okay, I'm gonna get
Who?
canceled. I'm getting canceled. I'm
No,
getting
no, no,
canceled.
no. Go ahead, bro.
I'm getting canceled. Hate is a strong word. But I hate Next Level. I hate Next Level.
Yo, Rico muted you already, man.
Yeah,
Lol.
dude.
No, I think he
I-
muted me again.
I am not a fan of Next Level at all. I don't know what it is. It just feels like just a I'm trying to think of the word here. It's like a melting pot of different sounds. Episode 1, episode 2, we talked about different sounds when it comes to contributing to that song and kind of contributing to the identity of the song. There is no identity for Next Level, at least for me. I really don't, understand a lot of the switches. And then I had a friend who literally was talking about that
It's a
kind
whole
of
mini in one song.
Kendrick. Yeah, no, honestly, it literally felt like a roller coaster, and I'm like, what am I listening to? The music video as well. I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but I really get nauseous from it because it has those like. See, when Humble came out in 2000, I think it was 16 or 17 by Kendrick Lamar, an American hip hop artist. He had camera angles that at the time everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is insane!" ASAP Rocky and ASAP Forever as well.
The digital panning.
Yeah,
That's so
and then
good.
it's like it's panning and it's like someone is holding it in front of their faces and I'm like, what is going on? Like I like Espa, I like Black Mamba, but like I
This
don't
was not
know.
it for you.
If someone were to tell me, like listen to Next Level or you're going to get tortured, I might as well just get tortured because I think either way is like I'm not in for a good time. Like either way
Wow.
it's like I'm not in for a good
That's
time if
deep.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I don't know. Like that's the
Jesus Christ.
nicest way of me just saying it. Like I listened to it because a lot of my friends were like, even IRLs were like, "Yo, I'm on that next level," and I'm like, "Okay, what does that mean?" I'm like, "What the hell does that mean?"
Yo,
These guys
I'm
don't
on the
say.
next
Well, these guys don't say lyrics
level.
like that at all. And then like I listened to it and I'm like, am I listening to the right song? Like, is this a fan-made song? Like,
Fort
what?
Minor.
Yeah.
What a good song. Or good
But- But for me, probably if I had to rate it from 10, probably 3 or 2, 2 to 3.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Granted,
really
hold on,
low.
pause. Before I get canceled. Granted, I like Ice Cream by Blackpink. Okay,
So
do
on a
it.
scale,
do with that.
on a
do with that
scale
with
of
what you
like
will.
ice cream
Wait,
to
are you?
Han 1, what are we talking about here?
Ice Cream to
like-
what? Sorry.
The original Han. Like, where are you putting Next Level?
Han is a masterpiece. Han is a masterpiece. Like it's just so good. Oh my goodness. I apologize for making this public, by the way. I'm like regretting my life so much right now. I'm
That's
like,
fine. I
oh,
set you up for it.
Oh my
You
goodness.
just
I'm
made
regretting it so
yourself canceled
much.
in public, bro.
No,
Yeah,
it's
he's
not
being
about
really generous with the rating.
it's not about the canceled in public. It's like everyone joining and I'm like, "Oh no. What did I do? What did I do?"
It's fine. Most of them are randos.
Okay,
It's-
okay.
it's
I'll,
fine.
I'll take
But-
some of the heat right now.
but
I
I-
would give Next Level like a 1.
Hmm.
Like you said, it's a
Ooh.
melting pot. They melted like shit and like.
Okay, okay, wait a minute.
Okay, I'll tell you what. In order,
Okay.
to save you all a whole bunch
Hold
of
on,
face.
hold on.
There was
Before you
recent-
guys hate fully, Strike is a moderator of Especord, and he is sitting right now in the audience listening to us judging us. So I just
It's fine.
want
He's omega lolling.
Yeah,
it's
is he?
fine.
Okay, okay. We're all getting
Omega lol
banned.
is
Sorry
fine.
if I-
Like, next time
to-
someone joins a server, they're getting Rob, you'll banned. You're gonna be like, where am I
Where's
banned?
Sam?
You know exactly where.
Time to get nuked. God bless. There's it's been brought up like in main chat, just like normal chat messages and stuff. But I completely forgot that there was also the Everglow release. Did we talk about that? I can't remember.
No, we didn't.
I cannot remember when that came out.
I think it was
At
right
all.
after.
That sounds about right.
Possibly.
It's
'Cause
1 week
I
ago.
don't
I
think we
still
talked-
have not
yeah,
finished
if it was
that
1
song.
week, then we haven't. No.
I have not finished listening to that song. I cannot finish it.
Not gonna
And
lie, it was
so many people
underwhelming.
that I see are like, it's amazing, and then I see other people are like, no, it's disappointing, and I'm neither of those. I'm just kind of like, it exists. The yeah, cool. The most enjoyment I got out of it was with the whole working out what it sounds like and then putting it together with Lazy Town's We Are Number One.
Oh
That was a lot.
my
That,
god.
that was fun.
You know, I never really thought about that, but now that you said that, like I'm getting like a good sense in my head.
I was on a fucking pineapple plantation when Mamix asked me like, "What does this sound like?" I play it for the people I'm with, and they're like, one of the girls is like, "Is this the fucking Lazy Town song?" And I'm like, "No, it can't be. It can't be." And then he pulls out the like some kind of software and overlaps them, and it was. And I just
Your buddy just has like a laptop on hand. He's like, "Give me a second. I need to go to work." Oh my goodness.
Let
No,
me
but
see. It's here's some. Ah, there it
It'll
is.
be like a BG song, bro. It's like 80s for me.
Wait.
Kind. I mean, that's the kind of thing, isn't it? But here we go.
Oh my god. That's just so
Oh,
degenerate
no.
on so many
That's
levels.
the G right there. Those are the 4 members, and that's their song.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
It's
we're talking about
Everglow's
Everglow.
first. It's called.
Everglow's.
It's just called First, isn't it?
The thing is, like, I listened to the album on Spotify first, so I didn't listen to the whole. Sorry, I listened to the whole thing before knowing what the title was, and I actually could not tell what the song's title was. It literally looped around, and I was just like, "This sounds like the same song over and over again." Not to kind of, say that I didn't like all of them, but it just became a bit forgetful for me, which is a bit of a shame.
Is it weird that I liked Everglow more than I liked Espa?
I don't think that's weird.
I
No, I think, like,
I
that's a
would rate
general-
like Everglow like a probably like a 7 or 7.5 out of 10. Like I don't know.
The choreo is also great though.
Okay, you know what
It
isn't
was
great, and I might get hate for this, but the stylings for their hair. Who's in charge
Oh,
of
yeah.
EU and Mia?
The thingy with the twin tail thing.
Whoever, like, I don't know. They messed up Mia. Like, they got her messed up in that music video. I don't know what happened. I'm like
They
usually like, oh
bad-
my god, Mia, let's go. And like I just watched her in the music video, and I'm like, what is that on her head? Like, who did that? Whose decision was that? Oh my goodness. I don't know. Like Everglow releases were pretty good. I liked Everglow. Not so much a fan of Espa. I think Espa's probably the only comeback, if I were to be honest, that I absolutely disliked this like comeback season, I guess. You know.
Yeah, like this cycle of releases or whatever.
I feel like, to Gris's point earlier, where he was talking about like it being similar to a lot of different things, and even you bringing up Lazy Town, I feel like it's trying to be too unique, if that makes any sense. Like they're trying to like
Over experimental.
well, too different. Like if you're in an industry that is completely dominated by like one repetitive sound or like one nature of a sound, then you're gonna be trying to ever push your limits, and that's kind of like where we are with Idol, right? Like Idol is not really stagnant on one type of culture, if that makes any sense. Like I guess it happens. Like,
See-
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's completely off topic right now. I'm just realizing how many new people are joining the server and listening to us right now. And I've been just having fun kicking the people that keep putting their hands up and kind of banning them as well.
I mean,
also-
granted, there are a lot of people that are in other chords as well. So like I've been going through it, and I'm like looking at mutual chords,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of
I
people.
mean, it's the people that keep spamming their hands up and they're just
Yeah.
not properly listening. There was also, I was just wondering, like, if they look at the images right now and they're like, oh my god, there's so many like good-looking girls in here right now. They might think that there's just a bunch of girls listening because of
they're
our
actually,
EPs.
they're actually getting
Probably.
trapped. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're a
full
trap.
trap cord.
We're a trap chord. Did someone just say that?
No,
Oh
no
my
one said that.
god.
I heard someone say we are a
Oh
trap chord.
no.
Who said that?
I,
Oh,
I
God.
think it was
Oh,
Rye. I think it
God.
was
Yeah,
Rye.
it was
Rye
definitely
said
It
Rye.
wasn't me.
Right.
It was
I
Taco.
heard
Yeah.
someone
It
say
was
we are a
Taco,
trap
man.
chord. I was like, wait.
don't watch back,
Oh,
but I'm sure it
no.
was Rye.
But I want to kind of get back on topic here. We were talking about recent comebacks. We were talking about sound,
Mhm.
the uniqueness, right? It leads me into my next mini topic that stems from it. Recently, maybe not even recently in this year, but like in the last 5 years or so, a lot of K-pop nowadays is oriented towards like an English hook or an English sounding chorus. Are you a
Yeah.
fan of that type of sound, or do you not like having a lot of English incorporated into, Korean pop music? This is just a general question.
I don't mind it because it is so prevalent.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think it it really depends. Something I don't like is when it's just sound. Like for Idol, like the Yufufus and stuff. It's when it's just unintelligible, just noise, like just sounds. I'm not particularly keen on it. I would rather have, even if it's like really stuffed, I would rather have like an English hook than just nonsense. It doesn't bother me either way, honestly, like what language it's in. Um, I think with the popularity of getting a song and then putting it into, say, Chinese or Japanese, having the English hook makes it a lot easier, and it means that there is something where, like, that the sound is going to be exactly the same no matter what it then gets put into. So, in that sense, I like it. But otherwise, as long as it's good and it makes sense, I'm fine with it.
I agree with that one. And I think it's something we will always get to have, because they are trying to hit that market nonetheless. And I think that if it's really like a good lyrics, it will work well. But if it's like, as Alex pointed out, if it's just nonsense, it's just boring, in
Mm.
my opinion.
I don't think there's anything like entirely unique to this era though. I'm trying to think back like SNSD with G. The entire chorus is just G G G G baby baby. Like
But that's not really.
Ring ding dong ring.
Yeah, but that's
That's
not
not
really
really
like
like,
English
yeah,
oriented. Like when we're talking about like Promise, right? Promise is like an entire like we go. I'm not gonna go out into singing or anything like that, but like it's an
We need
entire
someone to
English.
cover a remark.
Yeah, it's an entire English like chorus for the most part. I'm trying to think of
Responding
like
to the-
TXT. Like, sorry, I'm an anti-romantic. Like,
I think
Yeah,
that's more
I was
better.
responding to the noise part or the just making a sound part as opposed to the English.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh right, for sure. Don't get me wrong. Like I love me some G, and I love some ring
VGG is like our
ring ding
Yufufu,
dong.
man.
But like, it's annoying. It's so annoying. I don't like it, but
Ding,
it's
ding,
it's
ding,
always
ding.
gonna be in my head. Always. Like, they're the easiest brainworms, and I think that they are lazy, which is why I don't like them. But they exist. I accept them. I don't. It's not something that I'm gonna go on like a rant about and how they're awful and destroying me. I don't care. But I prefer an actual hook as opposed to a sound like G or ring
Yeah.
or whatever.
That makes sense too because like what was your first alt group? I think 21 for you, right?
First alto, it would have been technically it would have been either Super Junior or Big Bang and then 21. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because when I think of 21, I think of all their choruses being like, sure, they have a little bit of the earworminess, but most of it is like an act, or even Big Bang. A lot, it is like an actual chorus.
Yeah.
It's not like just repetition.
Yeah, it's always, not always, but it's often more. It's like a couple of lines as opposed to like a repetitive phrase, and that's the part that gets stuck in your head, or it's an actual melody that gets stuck in your head as opposed to just the thing. Let's make purple, purple, purple. Oh god, I hate it. It sounds like
Oh, no.
it should be on like a children's TV show or something. like you're watching Art Attack and
Mhm.
this is the song break that they have or something. Like that's I was really vibing to the song, and then like it got to that bit, and I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm done. Nope, this is not for me.
Question: do you dislike Dun Dun Dance then?
No, because it's what I expect from Oh My Girl. Like it's just happy and chill, and it's just like
You just
it's
hate
one
it
of
when
those
it's
things.
like in a repetitive nature, like rocket punch, bam, bam, boom, bam, bam. You're like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, or it's like if it is like realistically, I should like be no, I don't like it about G, but I'm not because it's been in my head for like 45 years or whatever, you know.
It gets you.
Like Dun Dun
Fuck.
Dance, it's one of those choruses that not the repetition, the it's not really nonsensical because it's kind of just like the first syllable of the word dance and then leading into the word dance. So it's not really, it's sort of somewhere between the two. Um, so I'm like, it would have been nice to have a real like phrase or something, but this is fine. I like the song enough to not particularly mind. It's more when you prop up an entire song on like that one addictive hook, but it doesn't mean anything, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, so you lean more like Genie than you would G, for example.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or like Mr.
Like
Taxi, I
it's
guess.
True, yeah.
like the dance thing is like very centered to the song, you know?
Mm.
And then you get that if you compare it to a song where it just randomly appears, you know, and then you think like, oh, what's this? It it's like are you foo if you think it like that way.
See, I
It
actually
was
found a
it
lot of
was
meaning
so
in
random.
Wufufu. Well, it's not random to me because I actually found a lot of meaning. I just love how, Woogie was talking about the class system whenever she's saying, woo foo foo, woo you, like it speaks to the soul, you need to translate it from gibberish to Korean, back to
Oh,
English,
oh, for
back
real,
to
for real.
gibberish. Like, it's just a way of life. But I wanna, we keep jumping from girl groups to older groups. Now I want to compare girl groups to boy groups, and when it comes to girl groups and boy groups, I want to ask you guys, when it comes to the releases especially, which have you preferred? I kind of touched upon this earlier when I said I really like TXT and Hyphen's comebacks this year. I think that although there are those like handpicked titles that I liked from girl groups, for the most part, for me at least, I think that every single song NN Hyphen and TXT's albums have been bangers. Like,
I
may
don't think I've listened to enough
okay.
recent comebacks from anyone to really make my mind up,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be BG or GG. Um, from the ones I I've listened to more GG, and I think that percentage-wise, I've enjoyed less than the BG ones. I don't know if that's what you meant as well. Um, so like for example, the recent releases I really like WJSN and Promise.
Mm-hmm.
Like those two I really really enjoyed. But recently, like with the BGs, if we count Kingdom releases, does that include into it as well?
Yeah,
Um,
I would.
Kingdom
I mean,
finale.
I mean, we could. Yeah, this question was more so written before Kingdom actually was, released. But I guess we could still contribute that into it. I, truth be told, have not
Well, I
seen the
mean,
Kingdom
one of them I
finale,
really
but
enjoy.
I have
You
the
know.
same with Tato, but if I had to
um,
choose, it would be with B2B, the
yeah,
finale
yeah,
song.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a bit of just when they talk about Wolfgang Wolf, it just reminds me of Wolf from Pixar.
Wolfgang! Woof, woof.
And woo. So yeah,
you couldn't
basically
help yourself from
same kind of
howling.
vibe for me.
Oh my
Exactly.
goodness.
Anyway, yes, there is no bias in boy groups within this whole cast of moderators. Definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, I think like I'm
Wolfgang.
looking at 4 B2B diehards right now on stage. Like,
Diehards. Wait,
Whoa,
there's
bro.
me. There's
Whoa.
Grizz.
there's Grizz. I'm pretty sure Mamix is like a diehard for
I don't
B2B. No.
think Mamix is
I count
diehard-ish.
for two.
I don't
count for
think
two.
Rise like super diehard.
Maybe he's just
Right?
a fan. more
Yo,
so
I've been a
than,
melody man for a long
Oh,
time.
okay, never mind. He
Oh,
is.
okay. I guess
Never
he's
mind.
like mega diehard as well.
Yeah.
All right, we're all diehards. Yep, other than you.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
come back to everybody outing themselves as like cube simps or what's going on.
Yeah, are you a
Max,
fan of
are
BTB?
you a diehard Melody?
Die Hard, no.
Yeah,
You have,
there we go.
you have
There's
to
two of
admit,
you. See?
bro.
No bias,
It's
dude.
like this is like Mamamoo in boy group perspective.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Tato, the difference is I actually like Dreamcatcher, Mamix doesn't, so that counts for something. That counts for something, I
Oh,
guess.
no.
Hey,
That
we
counts for
all
something.
like one group here, one
Yeah.
great K-pop group that brings us together, and that is
Yeah.
Right.
Luna.
It's twice.
Twice, I'm
I just love twice. Yeah.
All right,
Um,
twice, of course. It was.
Twice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's also on.
the reason
Yes,
I
it's
ask,
it's
though-
under. It's just under.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's under forever. But the reason I ask the boy group versus GG releases is because Grizz, me, and Rai were talking about this a couple days ago, and it feels like this year a lot of boy group sounds sound distinct. They sound unique. I really feel like, not every single song sounds the same, whereas in a couple of other years, I guess it could be argued that, girl groups all sound unique and, vice versa. This year, especially for me at least, aside for, again, some of these like special titles, everything has sounded kind of bland. I feel like all the sounds are kind of melding together, and if I were to close my eyes, I'd be like, you know what, this is this group, and then completely miss the mark if I didn't know the voices by, member. But when it comes to boy groups, I really like the boy group sounds. I just feel like boy groups are less dominated by the beats, whereas like girl group songs for the most part are just like super heavy on beats. Like TXT and Hyphen Supremacy, I guess. Like, I don't know.
I think that's only oriented to those specific groups.
Well, I mean, Monsta X, didn't they just have a comeback as well? Like, Monsta X had
They
a really,
did
really
with
good showing.
Gamble.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
It's basically an EDM dance track.
Yeah.
And then I think Atlantis was this year as well.
Yeah,
For Shiny. Yeah.
yeah,
Shiny.
I
yeah.
don't-
That's really good though. Like, that's a really
That's
good song.
Shiny though. That's like one of the historically best groups there's been. So
Mm.
You
it's
mean
like
Atlantis?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't hear that yet.
I was really
Haven't heard that
really
yet.
good. I recommend checking out. Very very
Yes,
good.
Like-
I too recommend.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to.
I said previously that the
Oh wait,
the-
actually, I do know this. Okay.
of weighing out the recent comebacks, I have a few of the, not to spoil, but I have a few of the Kingdom songs like at the top,
Mm.
and then Bi made his comeback. I think that was a really really good song. Not enough people probably heard it.
Very good. I was
have-
genuinely surprised.
Right, it was really really good. I like Joy's
Is
solo
it the
title
Ila Ila?
track. Yeah,
Yes.
Ila Ila.
Yep.
Oh,
I-
yeah, that was a good one.
Joy's title song is above TXT for me, but as a whole, I think TXT is above Joy, and then Monsta X barely edges out Mamamoo. I just wasn't
Okay.
really happy with either of the two, so they're kind of like both at the bottom of the last like week or so of releases.
Have you heard Fever or Drunk Dazed? Grizz.
I personally haven't. I don't
You
know about
haven't?
Grizz, obviously.
Oh, I highly
No.
suggest checking it out.
I don't particularly like the group, so I just don't. I don't bother with. I didn't bother with Drunk Days at all. I've heard it's really good, but I'm like, from the same people that say it's really good about other songs by
N hyphen.
in hyphen. I'm just like, I didn't like the other stuff, so I'm just. It's not. I'm not
It's
going
not
to
even on
put
your
time
radar.
into listening to it
Mm.
because I know I'm not going to like it.
That's how I am too with them.
See, that's a valid feeling, truth be told. Like, to each their own. Not every single song or group is going to be like, oh my god, I love this, and then someone else appreciates them as much as me or whatever. But no, that's very, very interesting. So would you say that, BI and I think it was just BI for you, Grizz, right? BI is like your top title. Is that what you were trying to say, or?
Of the last like week of releases, right? Because
Hmm.
we talked about like literally a week or 2 weeks ago. I
Yeah.
would say Bi is like not even like a head and shoulders. He's like a full body above everybody else's comebacks recently, because it was a really really strong title. it
Mhm.
shows like he didn't just win Songwriter of the Year for nothing. This is like an actually talented person coming out and like showing I still have my shit.
Yeah, and
So
like the lyrics are wonderful. I mean,
the lyrics are
they're
great.
super
Mhm.
depressing, but they're really good. Really, really good.
It's like depressing in a good way.
No,
Because it's like
yeah.
yeah, like it was rough, but I made it type lyrics, which I
Mhm.
appreciate a lot.
Mhm.
He's had 3 years solo since he left Icon.
Uh,
How long has he been
I
out of
two-
Icon? Two?
think.
2.5.
Give me a second.
I'll definitely
would've-
have to give that a
Is it
listen.
really just that? Wow.
Yeah, he would have been booted in like what 2019, mid 2019.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's been
Whenever
such a long
whenever
time.
Lehi's album came out, right? Because I think that was his last work or something like that. With
Oh, it was sort of very, very start of 2020,
that's very interesting.
which is insane.
I mean,
Because yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that like the whole scandal happened like in like came out in 2019, but then he left at the start of 2020, so it was really recent. I thought it was ages ago, I'll be honest, but no. Wow,
You know?
time
So-
flies.
Oh, it honestly does. And like we were talking about TXT, Gris mentioned the album as a whole being above Joy. It's interesting because this album especially has a lot of influence when it does come to like rock music. A lot of people have been saying, I think it's called Dear Sputnik or something like that, which is an entirely like rock dedicated song from TXT, which is something that we don't really hear too often since they normally have like a peppy pop sound, if that makes any sense. And we all know that we have like a resident DC hater. So I want to ask you guys, how do you guys feel about rock-based sounds in songs? And do you think that, this is a good
It's awesome.
trend to follow? Or do you think
Yeah.
that this is something that Idol will eventually pick up on as well?
It's a niche, that's for sure. But I think Idol will someday try it.
I definitely think that Idol's gonna, at the very least, dip into it at some point. There's two.
Gotta get Soya in there, bro, to listen to a rock song.
Yeah, I mean, like we know that Soyeon wants to do something with a rock sound. Like she said it 2-3 times now.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. I just take the members. That's all it is. Like there's been so many songs very recently that have leaned into the rock sound, and I feel like it is like rock is starting to pick up steam in Korea. So I'm sure that Idol will do something with it. Well, I mean, we've already had God, which is it? Is it Lost that has that awesome guitar towards the end on I Burn? One of the songs has this really, really cool electric guitar part. Yeah, Moon. It is Moon, isn't it?
Lion
it's
also had
Moon.
really, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. I would love to hear like more of that in Idol's composition because it's cool, and I think that they can do some really interesting stuff with it. Sorry. So I think they can run with it, and I'm fairly certain more and more groups will start to incorporate the sound into what they do, and I just feel bad for Dreamcatcher because groups
Here it
that
comes.
groups that are bigger than them and that will absolutely waffle stomp them in terms of popularity are going to pick up on the sound and what can they do? They can't, you know?
Right. I mean, like Rai said, it's in the niche, and it seems like that was like the niche around the Dreamcatcher market. And like you're saying, eventually everyone's gonna come and pick up that kind of sound. It's like second gen SNSD or Girls Gen, where it really felt like every single song is a nice little. I don't know if I'd say bubble pop, or it's like more like a
Bubble pop. That reminds me.
It's or bubblegum pop. Sorry, it's more so like I don't know what the correct term for it, but it feels like when someone says sister. Okay, this is gonna be cringe, but when someone says like sister slay, like a savage type of sound, it feels. I have no idea what I'm describing, but it feels like a savage type of sound from Girls Gen way back in the day, where they're trying to be.
Dude,
like...
I have no clue what you're on about.
I don't know. I don't know where I was going with this. I was going
Sister Slay sound.
I was going with this somewhere, but I have no idea.
You know what? I'll accept. Yes, I fully agree with you. Sister
Yeah.
Slay sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I definitely understand.
Oh my
My,
God.
my favorite sounding kind of music, to be honest.
Yeah, I just love Sister Slay. All right,
Uh,
next.
Yeah,
question.
when you said bubble pop, I for some reason thought of crayon pop,
Oh,
and,
crayon.
oh
yeah.
Christ!
and I just remembered that what was it, Nature with Sohi in it covered
Yes.
that
Oh, okay.
dance, and it was honestly I don't even know what
It
to
looks
think
like
about
they'd
it.
filmed it in 2011. It
Yeah,
really did. Like it's
I'm
just
gonna.
shitty set, awful camera.
Oh,
Like
Oh
there you go.
god,
absolute.
I really need Idol to do one of these songs, like cover
Oh
this
yes,
kind of
yes.
song.
I would love to see the vocal line do. Oh, I can never remember what the actual name is. It's not Caramel Dancing, obviously, but
Catalina?
yes, thank you, Christ. I would love to see the vocal line do Catalina just because it's so dumb. Like just for that intro with the stream, it's so
Yeah.
funny. It's wonderful.
Honestly, I just want them to release like a fan kind of song with this vibe.
Hmm
I would really enjoy it. Maybe
Absolutely.
like April Fool's release. I could see it.
Oh my god. Just
Oh.
imagining.
You thought it was me, Soy on mixtape, but it was but it was
Yeah.
me, Crayon Pop.
Yeah, it's me,
Oh
Grandpa.
god.
No, I would enjoy that a lot.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness. Oh my goodness.
Someone was pointing out that I haven't talked about
Pixie.
Pixie, and
Whoa.
that ties into the rock thing because they have a lot of like scattered throughout the songs. They do have some very clearly rock influences, but they did on their the mini album that's just come out. I can't remember when it came out, but it's just come out. They did a remix of their debut title called Wings, and it is super cool. Like it's got the most awesome guitar riffs just all throughout, like that really nice fat bass guitar as well, and it's
Yo,
it's
bro.
super cool. It's genuinely one of the coolest like properly done remixes of a song that a group's done recently, because it is unfortunately CD only, but you can get it through other means. But it is incredibly cool, and I would love to hear them just go hard with that sound on like an actual title, because it does take the rock sound and just like layer it all the way through the remix. It's very cool, very very cool.
All right. And do we have any finishing points here before we do get into our first and only break today?
I
Not for me.
think for the rock thing,
Hmm.
I disagree. I think Dreamcatcher would hit something, but it's most likely not true. But I think rock would definitely be an interesting take once everyone tries to get in it.
100%. I would love to hear more groups like that because
Yeah, because
it is a cool sound.
it's definitely gonna be a refresher to us, who
I
always
feel like
keeps on getting one sound.
the second like a bigger group takes it on and says, "Hey, I want to try this," it's kind of over for anybody who's in that bag right now, trying to cash out, right? But I think something that is picking up, at least from other releases we've seen, especially for live stages and things, uh, theatrics and like going very heavily musical and almost like musical theater ish is what I predict to be kind of the thing that picks up alongside the rock influence.
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, almost. And this isn't entirely because of B2B Show Improve, but this is like I think it's a good sign of like this is coming back because it's something that's been around for a minute, right? I don't mean theatrics or for Sai in the comments. I don't mean theatrics in the sense of like oh props and flipping off of shit and like all of that. I mean theatrics as
Faked
in like
violin playing.
yeah, like musical theater, orchestra music, like things that are almost cinematic, where you're blown away by the fact that like it's evoking emotions that you didn't expect.
Mm.
Which is why like I consider that very close to rock music. If you listen to a lot of like musical theater stuff and then you go on and listen to like rock-esque anime openings, it gives you that same like adrenaline pump, that hype feeling you get. um I see them kind of going the same direction of those two taking over as trends coming soon.
Yeah, because it's like in terms of like theatrics and stuff, you have like Road to Kingdom for me was incredibly boring because it was performative, but it was just look, I can do backflips. But if you're gonna
Nah,
if you're gonna
Pentagon never did that.
no, they
It's because
did like
Pentagon
really
couldn't do backflips.
exactly exactly.
Yeah, no.
They did like cartwheels or whatever, but it's like like doing really cool dance routines, cool, neat, whatever. But if you're gonna do theatrics, it's like the group kingdom with their swords and their
Exactly.
chainmail and stuff. That is ridiculous, and it is fantastic. And like, if the group kingdom had a rock comeback, it would be the most awesome thing
Oh,
to
I would
ever come out of
follow.
South Korea.
I would follow that. Yeah.
All right, and with that, we are going to be having this first half of the podcast come to a close. We are just going to be taking a quick break, but while we take a break, just to get a breather here and just refresh the topics, we do have Mark, as always, here to serenade us
Let's
with his
go.
ukulele.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Hello, hello,
I'm gonna
hello.
go off now. I'm gonna have dinner because I'm actually
Wow.
really hungry.
Wow.
So I'm gonna go to the
That's
audience.
surely not
I'm
because of
gonna
me.
listen
Okay.
on the audience,
He just
but I'll
doesn't want to
be
listen to Mark. Wow.
True, he
no,
hates
I'm
me.
listening on my laptop as I'm cooking. All right, and then I'm
Ah,
going to
okay.
then
You just hate
eat,
me. It's
and then I
okay.
may join back towards the end. But I'm going to go eat.
All
Eat
right,
well.
All right.
thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome, Mark.
See you.
Welcome, Mark, up to the
Hi.
stage here. Mark, for
Hello.
those of you who do not know, he is our resident performer in the Cord. What are you going to be playing for us today?
Since I didn't have much time to prepare because of work and some other stuff that happened today, there's not gonna be any K-pop songs, but I thought I was gonna do a song that I really like playing lately, and then one of my own songs, which I hopefully have not played before, but I don't know. But I'm just gonna play it anyway and pretend I didn't. Yeah. Oh, okay. You know just what to say. Things that scare me, I should just walk away. But I can't move my feet. The more that I know you, the more I want to. Something inside me's changed. I was so much younger yesterday. Oh. I didn't know that I was starving till I tasted you. Don't need no butterflies when you give me the whole damn zoo. By the way, you do things to my body. I didn't know that I was starving till I tasted you. Know just how to make my heart beat faster, emotional earthquake. Bring on disaster. You hit me head on, got me weak in my knees. Something inside me's changed. I was so much younger yesterday. I was so much younger yesterday. Oh, yeah. I didn't know that I was starving till I tasted you. Don't need no butterflies when you give me the whole damn zoo. By the way, you do things to my body. I didn't know that I was starving till I tasted you. I tasted you. Don't need the whole damn zoo. By the way, you do things to my body. I didn't know that I was starving till I tasted you. Da 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 dum. Da 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 da. The more that I know you, the more I want to. Something inside me has changed. I was so much younger yesterday.
That was the first one. It's called Starving by Haley Steinfeld. Steinfeld? I think so. So, the second one is, as I said, one of my own songs, which I wrote during quarantine. And it's about not being able to see friends, but also connecting because you know how everyone else feels. And I'm pretty sure I haven't done it before, but I'm just gonna pretend I didn't anyway. So hope you guys enjoy.
I've been thinking about it lately, with all that's going on. How I haven't seen my friends in so long. I've been walking round in circles on my own, knowing that I'd come back to an empty home. But I need you. Even when we are apart, you'll always be a part of me. And I need you to see that anything can happen, but we'll make it through. We gotta keep on fighting, and this time will pass us too. We gotta keep on hoping. Me and you. I know that you are feeling all alone. Just know that my heart will always be a second home. I remember our laughter and talking through the night. Those will always be favorite memories of mine. And I need you to know, even when we are apart, you'll always be a part of me. And I need you to see that anything can happen, but we'll make it through. We gotta keep on fighting, and this time will pass us too. We gotta keep on hoping. Me and you.
Wow, that was great. If you wanted an answer, yes, I will go to prom with you, Mark. Thank you for the serenation.
I'm ready. Take me, bro.
Yeah,
I've been waiting for that answer for like
Yeah.
5 months now.
Amazing.
Well, I actually have a bridge for that song too, but I forgot the chords for it, and so I just thought I'm gonna end it here. I mean, I of course never wrote a bridge for it. Wait, was my audio cutting off? Or...
There's a little bit of.
There
Oh,
was
okay.
like maybe at the start of it, but other than that, like it didn't cut out. You're fine.
Okay, yeah, I still don't know why, and it's annoying.
Nah,
But I
you're
hope
fine.
you
You're
guys
fine.
still enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, very much so. It was great. Thank
Yeah.
you, as always.
Thank you a lot. Thank you a lot.
Always
Mark.
fun to play for you.
Oh, it's always fun to listen. Mark's YouTube channel is in the voice chat and music request channel. So if you are interested in checking out more of his stuff, please definitely go out there and support him as always. But just thank you again. All right. And with that, we are going to now get into our second half. I want to just, right off the bat, I know it's kind of a troubling time for a lot of people who are fans of this group, and I'm sorry to, like, poke the bear, I guess, while it's sleeping here. But Rai wanted to talk about this earlier in the week. I want to talk about G-Friend. I know it's a sore spot for a lot of people. I understand. A lot of people
Oh.
are like, "Oh no, G-Friend," but we were talking about groups. I think it was episode 2 or maybe even episode 1, as far as back as that. But we were talking about groups that might be disbanding, might look to disband. No one ever would have said G-Friend. I don't think anyone
This
said
one,
G-Friend.
this one came out of nowhere.
Out
Like-
of nowhere, man.
Like someone posted the news, and I was like, "Oh, what? Nah, really?"
Yeah, I don't know. I literally read, I think it was a Soupy article or something like that, and I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh wow, G-Friend are in the news," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, like,
Oh,
this
no.
isn't, yeah, this isn't
There's-
what I thought."
It's like, "Oh wow, cool, they're in the news." Oh no, they're in the news.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh my god, they're gonna have a comeback." Wait a minute, it was
Oh,
so
no.
unexpected. Like, I'm pretty sure they prematurely ended their contracts. No, like, I don't even think
Yeah,
it was
they
like
did.
renewal or anything like that.
It wasn't. It was before they cut the contract short by I think it was about 8-9 months or something. I'm sure someone can give an actual date for that somewhere below. But yeah, because I think their contract now ends, or has either ended now or it ends at the end of this month or something. But they shortened their contracts by like a huge amount and just terminated it prematurely.
Well, that's
Which is
that's still
insane.
a huge blow like that.
yeah.
And
So
that's-
sudden.
Well, 100%, and that's like why it came out of left field, because like Hybe just released an investors video showcasing G-Friend as one of their talents that they, kind of, I guess, parent over, and it's like,
Mhm.
what now? Like, it's Source, right? Source Music.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, wasn't that like one of the major contributing factors towards it? That like, I think his name is Bong Hit. What is it? Bong Hit-san or something like that. I'm not racist. I'm not racist.
Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know what his name is. The
Oh,
CEO,
no.
the
Who are you trying
CEO
to
of
talk-
Big Hit, the CEO of Big Head.
Oh,
It's Bong something, Bang or Bong,
yeah, it is Bang. I just don't remember what his
Bang PD.
full name is.
I'm just
Yeah.
well, we'll just say
Bang,
the
Bang
CEO.
Shi-hook.
Okay, well,
Bang
we're,
Shi-hyuk
the,
is the one you're trying to
CEO,
remember.
the CEO of Big Head, literally was praising G-Friend when they acquired Source, and they're like, yeah, you know what? We love having Source. We love having G-Friend. G-Friend is this. G-Friend is that. And now it's like, buddy, you don't have you still have Source, I guess, but you don't have G-Friend anymore. So does this lead way for Big Hit girl group now, or like a new Source girl group, or?
I would imagine so. Like, I would assume, because I believe that they got all of Source's trainees, which I don't remember how many we officially know about. I think it's like 3 or something, maybe
Mhm.
more. But obviously, no clue what went on behind the scenes. I imagine we probably will never know.
Yeah.
But
You know what?
it's hard to tell whether it's a case of like the members of G-Friend wanted out, or if it was like a mutual yeetage or whatever. So I imagine that now they just make a new group with the trainees, or 2 or whatever that they have with the trainees they have, and just run with that. But it is very strange, very, very strange.
It's kind of sad too, because like the last thing that we heard from G-Friend was like the Sowon stuff, and it's like after the Sowon controversy, I don't want to get into that, but
Yeah.
the Sowon controversy stuff, like they just went quiet, and like this comes out of nowhere. So like I'm leaning towards something must have happened for them both to mutually, or maybe even one-sided, must have been like, you know what, I've just had enough of this. Granted, I don't think it's like Sowon or like Sowon's situation or whatever, what was happening during that time, but I can't help but feel like there is something definitely that, again, like you said, Mamix, we'll probably never know about, that definitely contributed to this. And it just sucks because a lot of fans were looking forward to, listening to new G-Friend in 2021.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely sad.
Like last release we got was Mago, I think.
Dude, think of Little Easy right now.
Was that the last one?
That was the last one. They went out on Mago.
Honestly, I liked Crossroads more than Mago.
Whoa.
Whoa, that's a hot take.
It is a hot take. I actually
Whoa,
really
damn.
liked Crossroads.
You've been
I actually
doing
really
the
like
hot take,
Crossroads
man.
and Apple more than Mago. Like Apple
I like
I
sucked
like
on-
Apple more. Yeah.
I like Apple. I liked. What was it? I think it was Grwm that I liked, or whatever the hell it's called.
Mhm.
GRWM. I think I liked that one. Maybe Love Spell. I can't remember from the last release. So this is the. I think it was those three that I liked, and that's basically it. Oh, GRWM is a Moss Pick song, which explains why I liked it. There we go.
I don't know. Like, I liked Mago, but at the same time, I'm not like, yo, replay that song. If that makes any sense.
Very
Like
much so.
Crossroads, I'm like, oh my god, that's such a banger, because like my statement on GFriend has always been like, GFriend makes anime openings for people who don't watch anime.
Yep.
Well, that's literally it, right? Like, they make anime openings for people who don't watch anime. And if you're ever like, hi, wonder what a anime opening sound is like, you just listen to GFriend. Like, that's pretty much it. Like,
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
I don't know. It's just always felt like that. It's a really big blow, though, for sure, because, like, I guess now we get no WoW thing part 2. Unless they want to bring back...
Oh
Unless they want to
no!
bring back
I mean,
Cindy?
like,
I
well,
mean,
like,
Anything
Cindy was the
2.0.
weak link
It
on
could
WoW.
be a solo thing.
Okay, that was a hot
I mean,
take.
like, I assume that they're all going to sign for various forms of entertainment, either actors or singers somewhere else, whether they're all together or not. Like, as long as like she's still signed, it doesn't really matter, does it? At the end of the day.
So
Yeah,
Yuju
no,
is
replace it with
releasing
Julian.
solo.
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
So Yuju is releasing
Let's
an
do that,
upcoming
Sai.
solo or something like that for an OST. So it's not like like you said, Mamix. They're not. It's not like they're entirely out or anything like that. It's more so like they can no longer promote under the name GFriend, which I guess could be good, could be bad. I see it more as a bad thing because they had such a strong like cult following for the most part. GFriend was always one of those groups where it's like, this group looks cool. I wonder if they have any fans. And then you like look at the numbers and you're like, what the hell? Like, holy! I was not expecting that. I don't know.
Positively or negatively?
Positively.
Okay.
I'm like super surprised. I'm like, wow, that is really, really cool that a lot of fans are supporting this group. Like, I would have never guessed that. Not that they make bad music or anything like that, but
Yeah,
Even the
they're
last couple of years, like with their quote unquote decline, like post Fever, they're still. They went from like they're at one point a top 1-2 group to like a top 5 to still a top 10 in their decline. Their numbers are insane.
yeah, it's actually ridiculous.
yeah. And then
Well, Podius Night did 68,000 in Korea. That's insane.
They were declining, but they were still hitting numbers, right?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
like they were declining only because like they were supposed to be like 100K sellers, and then they went down to just 69,000. Oh no, how sad.
I mean,
like-
those
Oh,
still
we were
are
just
really,
selling-
really good numbers.
Yeah, like their numbers are still like super solid, and their EPs, my god. Well, Song of the Sirens did 90K.
Yeah.
So like
100.
their decline was like negligible.
Yeah, it still hits number more than other groups still.
No, and
Yeah.
that's why it's like
We
That's
were always-
unfortunate. That's so unfortunate.
it doesn't seem like a business decision or anything like that, where it's like, you know what, we
yeah.
got to balance the books. So one group is underperforming, we got to get rid of this group or anything like that. No, on the
So
contrary,
what
it's
do
like,
you think?
well, I'm surprised. I think it's a
Do you
personal
think
behind the
the
scenes
members
thing.
Yeah.
Like, you want,
I
like, some
personally think that
number?
it's the members themselves.
I wonder if they
Could
just
be.
weren't happy being under whatever the restructuring was of going from
Probably.
like going to
Probably.
being underneath Hybe and being with not just a Korean label, just like it's a proper merger between Big Hit and Scooter's company, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like they felt undervalued just
Well-
because they're not hitting their peak
Well, I mean,
numbers.
Yeah, I mean, it could simply just be a case of like they didn't like new management, or they didn't like how they were being treated in terms of like resources allocated to them or something. Like absolutely God knows. Or it was the company went, you have bad optics because of a dumb scandal. Bye. Who knows? Honestly, who knows?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Like the rumored. Oh, go for it.
no, go ahead.
There, if you guys like looked into it a little bit after the initial like news broke out, because everyone had the immediate reaction of, oh my god, no, that gut punch. Um, a lot of people, a lot of buddies are coming out and like sourcing information that might have helped like make people understand more. There were certain members that really just didn't want to be under contract anymore. There have been things in the past they said about like they want to pay back their debt to Source Music, but then leave like because shit was not going great for them. One of the major things that was cited was Yuju was saying a lot about how she feels like she put like everything on the line for the team and wasn't being. I don't know if it was like a treatment issue or if it was a they weren't considering her health enough.
My
Um,
bias said
so I think that was like the major one that I kind of understand. It's where you when you're being promoted so frequently and then you have your like quote unquote decline where you went from like a group that's hitting top 10 on the chart constantly to you do like fever and then suddenly you're like barely cracking 30 and then everything after that is like top 50 maybe. It's like not even worth it at that point to continue like busting ass, right? She picked up like extra hobbies and things to try to like get her flexibility up because she'd injured herself so many times. So in the case of why, I think it's a member side thing because the company has no reason to drop a top 10 girl group. Like
Mhm.
there, what was the number that came out this year? There was 400 or 200 debuts this last year in K-pop, and you can't name 400 or 200 groups probably ever, like any given time. You could just sit there and you're gonna be listing forever. Um, to have someone in the top 10 who's been in the top 10 for the better part of 6 years now, it's like you would never give that up, even as a business side thing, right?
Yeah, I want to ask because like this kind of segues into our next group that we want to talk about here. We were talking about comebacks and like this recent comeback with Mamamoo. A lot of again, what is it? Moose.
Moo
Moose, yeah.
Moo-moos, there
Moose.
you go. A lot of moo felt like because of the inactivity group wise and because of a lot of solo work that was being released, they were realistically going to be hit with like a goodbye guys type of message because the contracts did get, did expire ultimately. But they
Yeah,
did
but
end
three of
up,
them have already re-signed.
yeah, they have already re-signed. I don't know if
wait,
all of them at
bro.
this point, but I
No,
was told that.
is it? I can't remember. Is it Wien or Solar that still has to?
Wien
Win
and
hasn't.
It's just
and
Wien. Okay.
Wasa.
Yeah,
No,
Solar and Mule
Wien
signed
hasn't
together.
left. Sigh. Not yet.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
it's just like very very surprising that we are kind of stripped away from G-Friend, and on the other end, because of the G-Friend news, all the Mumus were like, oh my god, are we going to be losing Mamamoo as well this year because we already lost Eyes One,
Bro.
two huge groups as well. But I'm very very surprised that Mamamoo actually signed, seeing how it really felt like Solar wanted to pursue solo stuff. Like the YouTube channel was taking off. Then she also had like her own solo work. Moonbeal just had her solo work. I believe before that was Wien. Before that was Hwasa. Like,
They
I
all
don't
had
know.
one.
I think they all genuinely. Like obviously, they're idols. Who knows? Like, who knows? Like everything is an act. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But I think they all genuinely enjoy like being a group together too much. And the only reason for any of them to leave would because they didn't like the company for
mm-hmm.
some reason. And they obviously do have idle filters, but they don't have particularly strong idle filters. And based on the content that I have seen and like random real lives and stuff, I don't think they have any particular dislike of Rainbow Bridge. So I can't see that they would leave unless someone gave them a really good offer. Like unless someone like came up to them and was like, "Hey, here's this contract that gives you a shit ton of money and a load of freedom." I don't think unless that happened they would sign elsewhere. So I think it's literally just a case of because they were saying that each of their contracts has a different expiry date. They're not all on they're all on 7 years, but the expiration date on each of their contracts is like slightly different. So I think Wien's technically hers expires next month or something.
Well,
I'm
so
not
did
entirely
Huasa.
sure.
Yeah, her and Huasa's were later than the other two,
Yeah,
but Huasa signed already. So
right. But I think Wien's is even later though. Like I don't think Wien and Huasa's is like the exact
Wien
same month. I think like I think
a
I
few
can't remember.
weeks before her comeback.
Mm.
did they not sign the same day?
I
Isn't that
remember
like
that
one
No.
of their super famous stories? They auditioned together, made it in together, signed together, all that.
I mean, it's possible that like Wien and Huasa did. I don't actually know, but from like what they have been saying, both Rainbow Bridge and also like the members themselves, like the contracts, like just specifically for Wien, hers is later than. It's possible that Huasa just pulled a Hyuna and just signed preemptively, but God knows. I don't see her not signing. I'll be honest. Like it's a possibility, obviously, but I don't see it
I think
being
the
one that
one
comes
that
to fruition.
yeah, I think the one that like the most concerned probably for Huasa because she has the opportunity to just pull Hyuna and then like fucking walk out without the rest of the group because she's such a successful soloist.
Right.
I Rock was probably Solar because she's on the board for Rainbow Bridge now. She's part of their training development team.
Hmm.
She has all of her own like solo activities and business stuff that she's been working on. She did. But like in terms of member that you can easily see just like dropping and just doing whatever the fuck she wants on the side, Buell probably like could have just walked and done something.
Right. So it's like a case of like the ones that could have just dipped didn't.
Yeah,
So it's like I think it is just a case of like finding either. So I think I hit the mic. I think it's either a case of just finding something extra to add on to her contract, or it's literally just a case of it's not actually at the point of signing, like when you would sign because of dates and whatever. But I don't know. I understand people being concerned that maybe she doesn't sign, but realistically, I don't think it'll happen. I genuinely
I
don't.
mean, I'm pretty sure that it's just leaning towards her signing at this point, right? One way or another.
Yeah.
3 members are signed. She's just the 4th one. Kind of the odd one out right now, just waiting on getting signed or not. But no, like I just felt like it was very, very interesting to talk about because of the dynamic between Mamamoo and G Friend, and seeing how some of those fans might overlap and they just don't want to miss out on another. We are going to move on now to a completely different topic, though. Whereas we were talking about group specific things, we did take a break. For those of you who do not know, this is our 5th episode.
no.
We try every single Friday, but within the last 2 weeks, something that has actually popped out, and because we are a K-pop oriented Discord, is this commercialization of the BTS meal, right? If you do not know what that is, it's pretty much a McDonald's special, something around those lines, right? McDonald's special about BTS, which is a prominent K-pop
God.
group.
Eat
So
your BTS.
yeah, Bangtan Soyandas. So I want to ask, do you think that I'm not going to ask your opinion or review on the BTS meal, that's for a different day. But I want to ask, do you think the BTS meal is good for the entire industry as a whole? Or do you feel like it's only situated towards BTS? And then after that, further, if we could get into like a deep dive of which groups, if you had to choose, between a boy group and a girl group, which groups would you kind of choose to get the next meals?
It
I
has to be just a BTS thing, in my opinion.
I think that they're so big that it doesn't matter. Like the
Mm.
rules are completely different for BTS. Like they can have a McDonald's meal, they can do whatever, and
It's
people
only
can.
2 groups who does that.
Who is the
It's
other one?
BTS and Blackpink.
Blackpink.
Oh,
Both
Blackpink's
did
also.
McDonald's. Yeah,
Blackpink, yeah,
McDonald's.
Blackpink had like a
did
black
ice
bun
cream.
or something like. Really, it was
Oh,
ice
they
cream.
had black and pink ice cream. Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
it was a
Oh
black
yeah.
bun.
No,
It's a Philippines thing.
no. The Blackpink donuts exist. Is that Dunkin' that did
Oh
that?
yeah,
That was
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy
Krispy
Kreme.
Kreme. Krispy
That was
Krispy
Kreme.
recent.
Kreme.
That
Oh,
was recent.
interesting.
That was
Like-
recent. Yeah, that was recent.
Well, do you
I
feel
think
like it's
honest-
good as a whole?
I don't think it really matters because
Yeah.
it doesn't
It's
change
just-
anything because like they're so big that the general public is either already aware of them and doesn't care, or they just found out about them and they're like, okay, but why?
Well,
Or they're fans and they're like, fuck yeah, I can get my BTS McNuggets and the paper bag, and then they're disappointed because you didn't get the paper bag. And I think it's just a case of like that, like them and Blackpink, the rules don't apply to them.
Hmm.
Like they are just enormous.
just another ad, in my
different
opinion.
level.
Well, do you think that it's going to come to a point where it's like affecting everyone eventually? Maybe not so much BTS or Blackpink, but like along the line, trickles
Like
down
trickle
into
down?
from yeah, exactly. It trickles down from, Twice or sorry, Blackpink into Twice, Twice into from as
Well,
into
You know what
Idol.
I'm a
the
bit
trickle down
jealous of?
SM though, right? It didn't SM do Emart food stuff like 6 years ago?
Probably.
Yeah, they had like an entire line with like everybody from FX to Shiny to
There was
TVXQ.
an advert for this, wasn't there?
No, they like changed the labeling and all the packages and stuff like that. And they had like I remember Shiny had like aqua blue. What was it? It was like something like they changed the dye of a certain food or stuff like that. And this must have been like 2015. Like it was a while ago.
There wasn't there a music video for this. It was like SNSD and Shiny or something. They,
I
they,
would-
they had like a music video for to like announce the endorsement or something. I can't remember. Oh, this is ringing bells, but I can't remember for the
Right?
life of me.
It's such an
Yeah,
old thing. I remember it, but I don't remember the specifics.
but that was just South Korea, wasn't it?
Well, Emart is just South Korea, or at the time it was. I don't know.
But
If
like,
it's
I think the question is like international, like it being a thing outside of Korea, because obviously you can go to like you can go to the McDonald's in Toronto or whatever and get your BTS
Mhm.
meal, like, but you can't go to London and get your like Luna
Right.
Subway or something.
Luna
Luna
Subway.
Subway.
So interesting.
Well, no,
Just
I think that
feel
like
the moon
I
with
think it's
Subway Luna.
different, like even if there were other promotions like that, it's still different because it's like a country exclusive thing or maybe even continent, like going a step further. Like the Blackpink thing. Like I've never heard of anything like that in Canada before.
I'd prefer the phones. I want
Oh,
my
the
idol Samsung.
awesome camera, awesome screen, long-lasting battery life.
My idol Samsung phone, bro. I want that with the gradients of our colors.
Ah, that'd be
Ooh.
so cool, but I feel like that's already
Just
a
isn't that
thing,
just
isn't
the
it?
default Flip Z?
Yeah, I feel
Sorry,
like
the
that's
Flip Z.
I feel like that's a default thing already. No, the gradient from purple to
Yeah,
red.
but I mean, but the logo behind it, it's not Samsung, it's Idol's logo. That would be lit,
True, true.
bro.
I would not buy it though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd
I don't know
buy
if I'd
it.
be on
I'd
board.
buy that.
It's
don't know.
so
I'm
I'm
expensive.
ready to
now.
go down on that one.
It'd be so expensive, man. Hell no, it's not worth it. Not worth it at all. Like it's cool. It gets the name out there, but I think at the end of the day, most of these endorsements don't actually mean anything.
Hmm.
Yeah, they
Like,
just pay to get the name out.
yeah, like it's
It's
a
an
big
ad
ad.
in
Yeah,
general.
it's an enormous ad, which is obvious. But I don't think I doubt that people that went to McDonald's saw the BTS meal and went, "Who is this? Time to check out their stuff." I can't imagine that they got much like actual return on it. It's simply just a case of getting the name into the public consciousness in as dramatic a way as possible, and you do that with late night TV, big ass billboards, and McDonald's. Like you put your
It's
name on the side of a bus,
definitely
you put your name on a burger or whatever, and it's just an enormous advertisement. You don't,
yeah.
I'm not like,
It's definitely like a trend where, oh, everyone's trying out this BTS McDonald's. We should do it. It
mm,
gets people talking. It gets people to buy and then check it out. That's
Mhm.
the main goal of the collab, so to speak.
All right. Do we have any final opinions on that? Because this is going to be an entirely new topic, and this will be the last K-pop topic for today until
I
we get
wanna
into the fun
ask.
questions.
I wanna ask if we do get an idol food collab, with what brand do you guys want it?
Probably Burger King, and just listen to my rationale for a second. Burger King
Oh,
because
oh my god, man!
Soyeon,
Soyeon with a crown
yeah,
and then
Soyeon
eating
could
a
just
burger.
get
Oh
yeah,
my!
so that they could get a crown and stuff like that, and that is
I'm
like
ready.
the only reason why,
I
like,
won.
the advertisement could be like, I'm a queen like a lion, and then they just do the crown. Like the
Woo!
majority of their choreo has like the hand crown thing already,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So like if they just have that, it's so silly, but who knows? Who knows? Who
Oh,
knows?
I
I'd
was
love that. I'd
That'd
love
be
that. That's
great.
so good. That's so
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
I was gonna say Chick-fil-A so that we could play the "Oh My God" music video inside their stores. That would be explained by parents.
Oh man, that would be such a funny 180 though. Like Chick-fil-A playing like the Oh My Dog music video, and it's just like, yes, this is a clash of ideals.
Right.
Eat our Jesus chicken, pray the gay away, but also Oh My God.
Widgie, I hate you. I hate you so much.
All right.
You're welcome.
And then the final K-pop question for today. This is mainly a biased question because I've been hooked on this song since I heard it. But how do you feel about collaboration songs? So like we talked about it earlier with Wow Thing, where it brings 5 different, idols together. 5 or 4? I think it was 5, right?
4.
Oh, is it 4?
4.
Maybe I'm just misremembering. But Wow Thing, and then we also had 119 the remix, where it was like 32 or 33 K hip hop artists. Recently, I think it was in September or August. We had the K R&B Automatic. That's like 16, I think, artists or something like that. And then like Super M. So I want to ask you, do you think that collaborations are beneficial? And do you actually like listening to collaborations over the original music? So in the case of remixes where they add on more artists, are you a fan of the remixed versions, or do you feel like they lose their effect after a couple days? Truth be told, for me, I've been listening to the 16-minute version of Automatic. I have not turned it off since. It is just so good, because I feel like the difference between 119 remix and Automatic is that, like, in Automatic, since they are all like pop R&B singers, it sounds extremely different because everyone has like a different style, whereas like hip hop for the most part, or like K hip hop, like they can have their own styles, but like the flow is gonna be overlapping eventually. Like how many times can you listen to like a guy drop some bars differently, I guess.
Yeah, that's like the selling point of those remixes. I
Mhm.
feel like you get to experience one beat, but in different experiences through the artist doing it, you know? Like though Mamex shared the Owel featuring Jamie. I didn't know him back then, but and then
Mood, very good.
Owel
Yeah.
Mood, yeah. And then I realized after listening to his voice more, oh, it's the guy in the Automatic remix. Cause I already listened to the song because of BB, you know. And then I found all these other artists, and so I loved some of them. I think that's the selling point of remixes for me. It can be a hit or miss for some remixes, but I think in general, if you're like looking for more artists to explore, the remixes would be a good help for you.
It's
Yeah, like
funny that
the
you say that, because like I only got into Automatic and like vice versa the remix
Dude,
because
I
of
was
BB. I
the
was like, oh
automatic
wait,
guy
BB is
here.
on it. I was like, BB's
When
in the
that
song.
was new, I was sharing this.
I didn't know until now, and I'm like,
And
oh my god.
I'm still salty that the MV, there was supposed to be an MV for the first original Automatic,
Well,
but
they
it
have like a
never
group.
happened,
They
bro.
have like a group thing where it's like in a studio
Bro,
or something.
they even have a teaser for it. Like BB has pictures of the music video, but it never showed up.
Hmm.
Wait, let me look for the photo. I'm gonna show it to you guys.
In the meanwhile, while you're
the
looking for that, Mammox, go for it.
I've just dropped the Orwell Mood one that Rai was talking about. I've also put the really cool concept wise remix collaboration of a song called Rich or Dead. And it's a remix of this Japanese rapper's song. She's called Diamond, and it's basically a remix of over four, five different female rappers, and they're from different parts of Asia. There's a Chinese rapper, there's a Korean rapper. Obviously, Diamond is Japanese, and I think is that it? I can't remember. I think that's just it. But it's really cool because the concept is literally just about not just like female empowerment. It's also specifically about Asian female empowerment, and it's really cool. Like I'd heard the song before, but I didn't really care too much about it, and then just like don't get me wrong, massive Swervy fanboy. She is amazing, but it's a really cool remix. I like the remix collaboration things. I think it's the kind of thing that does lean towards being easier within hip hop, just because of the
Oh,
nature
I've
of able
seen
to
this already.
put things together. But stuff like For Puzzle Wow Thing is really cool. I would love there to be more stuff like that. The end of the year and start of the year, like collaborative units that we get on like Countdown and stuff. Like
Solar did had
Hmm?
that back then. Solar and Honey, and I forgot the other one.
Yeah,
What was it? Bumble something? Bumble.
I cannot remember. But I mean like the like Shuha with the
Oh, I found it.
Night
Okay.
Line and stuff, like those little tiny like units from different groups and stuff that they all just they bring them together and they just do a nice song. It's really cool. I like it a lot. It's different and you get to see a different side of artists and stuff. Like one of the most fun um examples of this is Refund Sisters, because
Oh yeah, that was so
it's
fun.
it's so fun. They're so cool, and it got to show just not a different side of the members, but they clearly had a lot of fun. And like it's like as people, it's always nice just to have like a change of a change of pace and change of surroundings. And I think that having these collaborative units, that it's not just like the Cube rap line doing something or whatever. It's like
Please let it happen.
yeah, it's like okay, there's someone from JIP, someone from Rainbow Bridge, someone from SM. Who cares? Let's just slam them all into one group and just go nuts and just see what happens. And
Everyone's just trying to hit the market, like
hmm
make something fun for the fans as
yeah,
a
exactly,
whole.
exactly. It's
That's
basically a
that's the
fan song,
thing
but
of
like
how WoW
serious.
thing happened. Yeah.
I mean,
Well, these
Super M is
are
basically just, and it's not just fan songs; it's a fan group, really, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing
These
too.
are-
Like a lot of people don't really bring up Super M into that like collaboration aspect. Versus like it literally is a collab group. Like it's just a SM United group, I guess, in some ways, but at the same time, like it more or less is literally the definition of the collab group. It's very interesting that you actually brought up that like I think it was a girl group example or something like that with the Japanese artist, the Korean artist, things to that end. Because like in American hip hop, they actually had like Ijima, the remix of that a couple years back, where they have like Keith Ape, which is like a Korean rapper. They had someone else. Nope, we do not. Okay, don't bring those people up. But we also had other people as well, like I'm trying to just think. Sorry, Keith Ape, Dumbfounded, which is a Korean American, ASAP Ferg, which is Brooklyn rapper, and then it had some like assorted like Japanese, Chinese rappers or something like that. But like it was a very very good collab, and I think it did wonders for like bridging that like gap between like the Korean listeners who just listen to Keith Ape exclusively and American listeners who listen to their English speaking rappers, right? Grizz,
Yeah.
I know that you want to talk about that.
Oh yeah, I mean, what we're talking about is like, it's just project groups. Like these are things that have been around for ever. They're a lot less common now. I mean, I guess they're becoming slightly more common. We have like everything from the examples that we gave with like Refund Sisters to like a trot group with with Astro and Pentagon in it called what is it, Super Five or something?
Oh yeah, it's Huey's short group.
Yeah, who is trot group? There's
That
like
was more. This was more
Super 5. Yes.
because of the show, right?
yeah,
For
they're
Refund
on
Sisters. Don't.
well, even more than that. Like I can give like a dozen examples of it. We have Would You Meki, which was a project group. We have the Cosmic collab with Cube, where they put out like three kid rappers together and formed like a trio.
Mhm.
Mhm.
There's been tons and tons of these collab stages and like collaboration groups. The entirety of SM Station was meant to be a project groups, right? It's you take an SM artist and you throw them in a group with people that they normally wouldn't get the opportunity to work with to try to showcase what they can do in a different environment.
Right.
It started with like what BY and Chen or like BY and Baekhyun or something. Um, and it just ended up giving us like everything from Wow Thing to I guess eventually Super M once they proved like when you put together a bunch of people from different environments you get better music, I guess, or
Mhm.
more successful music, I rather, because you have a ton of our audiences coming together and giving you better numbers. I think I note definitely that in the beginning we were talking mostly about hip hop collaborations because it's easier to do a remix than it is to blend people together from the pop industry, right?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you can easily
Mhm.
just cut in anybody's like verse and throw their 20 to 40 seconds onto a song and say, "Hey, congratulations, you did your work. Take your check, walk out the door." And that's why almost every year we get one or two of these mega collabs. These like 17 to 20-minute songs where there's like everybody you can name just jumps on it. Um, but in K-pop you're more likely to see like collab stages than you are to see like a whole ass project group. I think
Mhm.
Yeah.
they're in the same vein, but they're slightly dissimilar. Where one of them is like a promotional team, and the other one is like a almost always at award shows or strictly for fun at the end of like an M countdown or something. Where you have like Boys Day, where it's you take a bunch of members from different boy groups and you have them cover a Girls Day song, or you have what is it, Boys Generation, back from Gen 2, if you guys remember that. You had like
Oh
everybody
yeah.
from fucking
Oh
J
yeah.
Park to the Super Junior members getting on stage and covering G. Or what was
It's
it?
so funny.
Yeah, it's like all these
Boys,
things have been deep rooted for the better part of a decade in K-pop, but they
Boys
kind
Day is amazing.
yeah, all these things just kind of fell off for a minute, and now that they're kind of picking up again, it's like rediscovering it for a lot of people, and it's like, oh man, I wish we had more, we had more, we had more. You just you're just now getting back into it. It feels like a lot of the time I'm sitting here like the old man on the rocking chair back in my day, blah 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 blah. But that's how it was back in my day. Shit was a lot more fun. You had a lot more of these collabs, a lot more of these project groups, a lot more just things, and the content was a lot broader. Now everything's so like narrowed in and focused on like commercial success. You don't get
Yeah, you don't
the
get like the weird shit.
yeah, the
You,
the weird shit, the fan service, all of that, which is why I'm grateful for like the resurgence of it. Now that they're kind of stabilizing with like just having a bigger market capture, and where K-pop is becoming like a more substantial globalized thing, you're able to return to that fun aspect of it.
Hmm. That's very interesting, actually. So your argument is like bringing it closer, rather. So you're trying to mend the cultural gap, pretty much, is what you're describing.
Yeah, because and it's not even like international cultural gap. It's more like a almost a generational gap for people who are
True.
being introduced to the culture, right?
Right.
Because it's not
Mhm,
something
mhm.
entirely new. It's an old topic being done again for a new audience, but it's the same culture, same thing. It's the same material. It's just being refined and reused.
Hmm. Well, I mean, it's very interesting because like K-pop is one of those things where like the age range of people who are interested in it can range anywhere from like realistically, right, like 10 to like 60 or so. Like that is pretty much like the average range of like someone who is a fan of like this type of music or this type of, I guess, social culture, entertainment culture type of thing.
Mhm.
So it's just like super interesting to like see barriers being broken down. Granted, we do see those things broken down in traditional media like sports, other forms of entertainment and stuff like that. But you know, it's pretty cool to at least see in action, and I think that a lot of these remixes that introduce some of these English artists like Dua Lipa, Blackpink, um, Selena Gomez, Blackpink, things like that, where it's melding those two different worldviews together. I think it's a pretty big positive. It's a pretty nice thing to see, at least. Right.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But with that here, do we have any closing comments before we do get into the second and last part here of our podcast today? Just a quick
I don't think so.
recap.
Nah.
You guys are
I
good?
don't have anything else. Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Grizz, you can be the new Tato. All right.
All right.
And
You're
s-
being replaced, Tato.
Yeah, he's being replaced. We're putting his name up next. All right, and with that, we are going to be getting now into our fun questions. This has nothing to do with K-pop, so the people who are in here are like, Jesus, when are they going to stop talking about this stuff? It finally is your time here. So the question here is, do you have any plans for a post-COVID world? I know we've asked this a lot, but any plans in this year? Because now a lot of restrictions are being taken away here.
Opened.
They also have said, the HWO have said that it is okay now if you've had your double shot of your vaccine doses to be able to take off your masks and go back to, I guess, audience entertainment, things like that. So do you guys have any immediate plans in the future? I can start this one off.
Oh, go for it.
So for
Go
me,
for it.
I'm a huge fan of Orlando. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I live in Canada where it's just snowfall 8 months out of the year. But I love anywhere where I can go to that has just heat. That's why I love Mexico. I love, the eastern part of America. I can't say I love Pakistan or like any other part of Asia because of like the hard heat or anything like that. But I just love going to like tropical Florida, I guess, or at least artificial Florida. And in October, what they do yearly is they have something called Halloween Horror Nights, which is apparently like this extremely scary version of Universal Studios, Universal Studio
cool.
World, or
Mhm.
Orlando, sorry. And I'm basically gonna go with a couple of friends, and we're just gonna go, haunted houses, things like that. It's one of those like extreme haunted house situations where like they touch you and like they're
Yeah, I
getting in
know
your
those
face
sort
and
of stuff
stuff.
you mean,
And,
yeah.
like I'm really hyped. I'm not a usual like person who goes to those types of things, but like,
Mhm.
I have an excuse. It's COVID. Might as well, YOLO.
Yeah, no, I've heard of those kinds of stuff. Like they're really big, aren't they? Like instead of being like a 5-minute haunted house, it's like a 20-30 minute type
Yeah.
thing or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the wait
they
times are
seem.
like 4 hours or something just to get in.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
pretty much like force you to buy like their express pass thing, which is like you get to the front of the line or something like that if you want to do them all in one night. Otherwise, you can maybe do like 2 to 3. I think like normal park hours are like it cuts off at 11 p.m. But like during this special Halloween event, it goes until like 7 a.m. the next day. So it's almost a complete 24 hours.
Oh wow.
Yep.
For me, I'm not really sure. Like I wanna be able to go out and obviously see all my friends and stuff again, because they're not in the same country as me. So that would be cool. Like as travel restrictions do properly lift, so it's not just a case of, oh, I can leave my house. It's a case of, oh, I can leave my country. So that would be cool. Going to like actual in-person League of Legends events, that would be super cool because that's always an amazing experience. Honestly, I'm just looking forward to things going back to
Normal.
normal because when I'm at home, I don't leave the house too much because I work from home. So I go out for like walks, for like hiking and stuff like that. But most of what COVID messed up for me was just the proper traveling. Like I'm not able to go to Portugal. I'm not able to go back to Italy or whatever. So it's that stuff that I'm looking forward to. Those are my plans. My plans are essentially just to get my goddamn social life back.
I mean, that's the goal, right? Eventually, you just get
Mhm.
down to it.
For
More or less, yeah.
me, uh, my model friends have been bugging me, so I think I'm just gonna do photo shoots when it's all sorted out. And I do have some gigs for concerts that could have happened, but COVID happened, so it didn't happen.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I had a few lined up for the summer. I was already gonna make bucks, I was gonna prepare to buy a new camera. That was the money. That's like,
Damn.
yeah, but now it didn't happen. So hopefully, hopefully this ends soon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, Grizz, do you have any plans?
Oh,
Grizz, you're typically the party animal, so I just want to.
Party animal.
Yeah.
I have a lot of plans. So I am a counselor for a fraternity near where I live currently. So I'm going to be on campus with a team of guys helping with their recruitment process. I'm doing that for about 2 weeks as soon as COVID ends, or as soon as their campus opens up this upcoming fall. I think. I think I'll get there in their week 2, 3, and I'll just help them with their stage one of like intake.
Hmm.
I'm also going to be a virtual counselor
Mm.
or not counselor, but more like a reference point and a helper for UCLA.
Advisor.
Yeah, advisor kind of for UCLA. I'm part of their mentorship program. I
Oh,
just signed
that's
up.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm doing a project with some of my siblings. We bought a two houses on a lot, and we're renovating them from duplexes to triplexes. Because if you guys don't know, like part of my work isn't I'm HR for a housing and property development management and development company. So I do get like bits of information on real estate ahead of time, like in a lot of cases. It's not insider trading, but it's like damn close to it. It's like damn close to it. So
It's just about legal.
it's just barely legal. Trust me, I'm going to law school pretty soon. Um, so yeah, in about half a year, I actually do have to start law school, which is gonna
Good
fucking
luck
ruin
with
me.
that, bro.
Yeah, I know it's gonna suck. Um, I thankfully though I get to do it part time and semi virtually.
Okay.
So I'm very I only have to be in person for like exams and things like that. Um, so because I'm trying to maintain the work position I have and that because it's getting into too many like specifics, but I have all that planned out. I guess on the party side of things, I still live in a frat house, so it's it's like
Mm.
It's
not
always
it's
on.
yeah, it's always on. As soon as people are vaxxed out and like willing to come over, I'm just gonna be like doing invitations virtually and being like, hey, send me your vax card if you want to pull up, and then have things going. I think I remember one of my first memories of being in VC in Discord was I was in the middle of a party and I was really annoyed at the people who were here. So you just hear a party in the background while I'm sitting in VC talking shit with people.
Christ.
Parties are fun until they're not. Like you get tired of it real quick when you're
Oh
surrounded by
no,
people.
you do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm having more fun talking on Discord than I am with the people coming in and out of my house.
Aww.
Big relate. Very big relate.
Yeah, I'm sorry to break it to you, Grizz, by the way, but Mark actually was serenading me, so sorry. I was not directed at you. I know it's like really weird because he's, serenading 30 other people, but I think it was just towards me.
How it is. My big thing is definitely just like we said, returning to normal life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my life is so heavily reliant on being social and being out there and like staying involved that it's times where like COVID kind of messed a lot of stuff up for people. And we talked previously about how like it changes your mood and it gives you like that COVID depression stuff.
Hmm.
But it's realistically like a giant reset. Once the world opens up again and all of us get to go back to things, I'm hoping for that bounce back as quick as possible and to be involved in a lot of different capacities, like all over the place. Um, there's just too much in life we're missing out on because we're trapped indoors right now.
Mm-hmm.
And as 20 something, at least the five of us or four of us on stage, I don't want to continue being stuck. Like
Mm.
if my feet aren't moving, I'm living in fear
Mm-hmm.
because stagnation is like it's the most anxiety ridding thing that there is, right? We're just full of that constant like what if I don't continue, I don't do this, I don't do that. It's
Hmm.
fear of missing out probably is the best way of describing it. So I think I'm almost beyond excited. I don't know how to describe it. It's like I'm almost desperate for that opportunity to return to some normalcy.
Mm. you're looking forward to it for the most part. You know, do you mind if I ask you, are you double vaccinated? You kind of have to be, right? Like in your position.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was on the first round of, or second round of people, because first I didn't qualify because I was too young.
Mm-hmm.
But working virtual at the time, so, like, they didn't need me
Feels
to.
young, man.
You know,
Still
the
was young,
worst
man.
thing that like I did at the time of vaccination was not listen to my sister. My sister literally told me to, you know, like when you're stretching, you're supposed to like move your arms like in a windmill pattern. She was constantly
Mhm.
telling me like when she got her shot, her arm was dead for like 3 days, and I'm like, no, you know what? That's not gonna happen to me. Maybe like she just messed up, or maybe she just did something. I didn't do anything like that. I did not rest up. I didn't do anything. Like a day after I got the shot, my arm just kept going limp, and I'm like, oh my god, like what is going on?
Did you get it in your dominant arm?
No. Thankfully,
Oh,
no.
thank God.
Yeah.
I've seen some people that got the vaccination in the dominant arm, and I'm just like,
No.
why would you be that stupid?
No,
There's a limit.
So I was
There's
playing
a
League.
limit.
I was playing League, and my arm is dead. But like, I have these like armrest things, and so it's just
Mhm.
my fingers that are working. And so like for
No,
that
yeah.
entire day that I couldn't feel my arm, I was just thankfully like my other arm works, and I was able to move the mouse and stuff. But other than that, like. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a little sacrifice though, right? Like I see in chat, someone is saying that they don't want their arm to be dead. I feel like it's a little bit of I forget the word, but it's a sacrifice, right? It's you're trying
A
to
necessary sacrifice.
yeah, I mean for the most part, right? Like you're trying to be more healthy, you're trying to
Like it's just a
prevent
momentary thing as well.
Mhm.
Like it's not like you lose like control of your arm forever. Like it's a couple days at most, you know.
Imagine if it's a year, bro.
I mean, which one
Christ.
would you rather have, right? You're going to be stuck inside at the risk of like a deadly illness for the rest of your life, or just not really feeling your arm for like a day, or if
I
you
mean,
do
yeah,
feel your
no,
arm,
it's
still...
not even a question, is it?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it's
realistically,
like you gotta choose, right? You had to contemplate for the most part. Which one do you want? Do you want security and health, or do you want to feel good on your arm for like one extra day? Like, also you can get time off if you do get vaccinated, so there's that. You do get
Yeah.
paid leave. So
Yeah.
I mean, depends on where you are,
oh,
obviously. but
100%,
yes,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's also like for me personally, I'm used to having days where I just can't use my arms because I have quite bad RSI. So there'll be days where like I wake up and I'm like, oh cool, I can't actually do anything today because my arm just doesn't work.
Mhm.
You know, so it's
Still
like
haven't taken mine because I don't really go out. Feels bad, man.
I would do it sooner than later, though.
yeah, I think I
Yeah.
think
Right
next
now,
month or so I should be able
it's
to
a bit
start getting
hard
it.
Why?
because my country system's so trash, bro.
Oh, just not enough doses. So for me, it's
No,
like...
the
Sorry, go
the
ahead.
issue with the people here, sorry. The issue with the people here is they're choosing the vaccine because they think the other one is bad. So
Oh,
do you get it? Like
yeah.
they're like, oh no, I want to take this, but this is the thing that's available right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then nothing's gonna happen, and then there's like a whole line, like a 5 block line of people waiting there who can possibly have one right beside you. So I'm like, hell no, I'll wait for when it's free and I can go with no issues.
Mm-hmm. I think right
And the
now it's like...
job that I'm applying is like, there's all stay at home, so
Ooh,
I'm not
okay.
really going out.
Right. So you don't
But
really have a need for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
but if I do pick a job where I need to go out, I really have to take it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Uh,
Is it like a Philippines exclusive vaccine or something, or...
No. It's the same thing that everyone's taking.
Well,
The
I
It's
mean,
one
just
it
from
varies.
it's
Russia.
just that people want to take a different one that isn't available.
They're like, oh, I don't want AstraZeneca or whatever. I want Pfizer or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
Moderna or
something
whatever.
like that.
Yeah, I was supposed to get
Like me and my.
AstraZeneca, but I ended up getting Moderna.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna be honest. Like when it opens up for my age range in my area, I just something. Just give me something. I don't care what it is. Like if I get AstraZeneca and my heart stops, who cares? Like it might happen, it might not. Like oh well, whatever. Just I'll take the risk, you know. I think for me it would probably be the I think it's Pfizer here. I'm not sure,
Pfizer.
honestly.
I would take whatever my mom tells me because she's a pharmacist.
Like, yeah, I mean, there is also that. It's a case of like, if I go to the doctor and I'm like, hey, which one am I getting? And they're going, well, this is the one that you can have, and I'm like, okay, you're the doctor, you know, like, it's your job to tell me
Might
what to put in
die.
my
It's
body.
on
Like,
you, doc.
yeah, well, I mean, it's also like it's on them to make sure that people aren't dying, and if they just don't give a shit, then they're a bad doctor, you know, like.
Yeah, for real.
Whatever. I'll take whatever's available and assume, like, just live under the assumption that it's been proven. What's the word? Effective.
I think I'm kind of in a fortunate position because I'm like, I don't want to sound like a dick, because I am someone people just kind of listen to, and
Mm.
at least in, like the communities I'm involved in, uh, no one really disagrees when I give them a good enough reason. Most because I don't stop bitching until people agree with me. Um, so like I got an entire frat house of kids, so dumbass kids, by the way. Frat kids are fucking stupid a lot of the time.
Yes.
I got all of them vaccinated, like
Oh, that's
2014.
cool.
So that was an interesting one. This is also before it opened up for their age range, so I just had them sign up as like employees for stores and stuff that I knew the ownership of. Um,
And
which
they were
was
able to sell it through the business.
yeah. I mean,
That's cool.
it wasn't the most legal thing, but I wasn't gonna let my kids live together and be exposed to a bunch of dumb shit because
Yeah,
of
no, exactly. Because the
yeah.
problem is that you don't have control over what other people do, so you might as well take control over what you
Right.
do.
You can
Yeah.
do
Because
it.
it's
Yeah.
just like if you're vaccinated, then you are very, 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 very unlikely to get COVID. So it doesn't matter what other people are doing because it's not going to affect you.
Yeah, so I got all of them taken care of. I got all of their at-risk relatives taken care of. My entire workplace was vaxxed, so we're chilling on that. What was it? My family had theirs mostly because my family's all like for first line
Hmm.
service workers, so they just got it on their own. I cheated some of my siblings into that needed it. Uh, I was like, I was like the plug for vaccines for a minute, which was so funny to me. Like I didn't benefit from it aside from the fact that like I could have people over more often, and like
Right.
we have a hot tub that we all just like chilling in, and we have it sounds so stupid, but we have this hot tub, and I'm not gonna not use my fucking hot tub because
It's
people aren't
like
vaccinated, right?
one for
So
the park because you're vaccinated. Yay.
yeah, so it's like you can't come into my backyard or like be in the pagoda or like be anywhere around us unless you're vaxxed out, and I made that a rule, and people like
Safety.
agreed. Yeah, they said, okay, I'm gonna go get my vaccine so I can hang out at the house again. I almost doxed my name just now, and I am shocked by that. That I almost let that slip. I
You
almost let
spoof
that slip.
Blaine.
I know. Oof. Um, but it's cool. I'm glad that everyone's kind of healthy. Because of that, I met up recently with some of my bros, and we did a Madden franchise where we just sat down together and we played out a couple seasons of like GMing different teams, and it's something we couldn't do if people didn't have vaccines, right? Because it's people who don't live within the house with us. It's fraternity bros that aren't living.
Mm.
Yeah. So you just like like Gnome said, you withhold certain privileges from people until they listen to you and take care of their health and safety. So it's like no hot tub access, no bonfires. You can't come to the cookout. You're not playing Madden at my place. Stuff like that. You just and when you're like a kid who's so used to being social and so like reliant on almost like this
Because
familial
you're a frat kid.
because you're a frat kid and you're like you're this is all you know. When you're said no, you can't have that, or when you're told no, you can't have that, you revert to that childlike state where it's like, okay, I'll go do it, mom, type stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's one of those things where it's like carrot or stick, right? So the real answer is you combine both. So it's like, oh yeah, no, like you can't play Madden, but that's both things. It's like if you get vaccinated, you can come hang out for 15 hours and play Madden in the hot tub, right? So it's both carrot and stick. And then it's like, is it Missouri, where if you get vaccinated, you get a free gun?
What?
What?
Is that
You've
an
not
actual
seen
thing?
this? Yeah,
Is that
wait a
an
second.
actual? Holy
Give me a second. Missouri.
noise! I need a free gun.
Um,
Just
It might not-
American things.
It
Just
might
America.
not be in Missouri. It was funny as hell. Give me a second. I have to find where this was. Gun.
Free gun after vaccination.
West
West
Virginia.
Virginia. Wow.
West Virginia.
I mean, like of all the places, yeah. So it's you can.
They country roads their way out of this.
Let me get the actual wording on this right, because it is insane. It basically, if you get vaccinated, you are entered into a lottery to get 5 custom hunting rifles and 5 custom hunting shotguns.
Jesus.
As well as there's also within the lottery prizes, there's 2 trucks, 5 lifetime hunting and fishing licenses, and a bunch of getaways to parks. Someone will win like 1,600. Oh no, I'm sorry. One person will win $1.6 million, and 2 people can get college scholarships. So it's like this is massive, like carrot incentives. But yeah, no. One of the things is, hey, we have a bunch of like really expensive guns. If you get vaccinated, you can win a gun for free. And it's like this is the actual like government, state government that's doing
They
this.
know their
It's
target audience. They're
I know,
so
like
smart.
like it is amazing because it's like absolute rednecks that would refuse to get the vaccine are gonna go, yeah, but I can get like $1.6 million or a truck or a bunch of guns, and it's like this is the most American thing I've ever read. It's fantastic. It's beautiful and so stupid and such a bad idea.
It's so
But
great,
as long as
though.
it works, right?
Because like I've heard of other states that are doing like lottery entries, right? Where it's
Mhm,
if you get your vaccination, you're entered into a lottery to win like a cash prize. I've heard of those, but
yeah, this
the
is
fact
cash
that they're
prize
doing
and
it,
also guns.
yeah, the fact that they're doing it like so on the nose too. It's like you might as well just like start handing out like F-150s. I'm pretty sure they did. You said 2 trucks. Like
Yup.
they're gonna give you like a keg of beer, a dog, and a wife that cheats on you in your next lottery. It's just fuck. They know, bro. They know what they want.
It's not just trucks; it's custom outfitted trucks. So they will
Custom
like kit out your truck to have whatever the fuck you want in it, and it's like, my god. Oh, and also there's $100 gift card for those aged 16 to 35 when they get vaccinated. So that's cool.
Bro, I
Oh.
knew B2B like fans like Melodies were going nuts trying to get like give out prizes and do tons of giveaways for show and prove. Like, hey, if you vote for my crew, you get like a fucking coffee machine or like these autograph things or here are the gift cards.
Vote
the
for
fact that
B2B on Kingdom and get a shotgun.
yeah, for B2B on Kingdom, I'll give you a shotgun, a puppy, and like a 6-pack.
Puppy.
It's like fucking so that is awesome. I can't believe it.
God.
Oh my god. All right.
It's the most ridiculous thing. But yeah, it's fantastic.
All right. With that, I think we are at the end of our podcast, unfortunately. I know time flies when you're having fun. I keep getting texts on my phone. It's like, where are you? Where are you? I'm like, oh no. I forgot. All right. I just want to thank everyone for listening. If you haven't already done so and are interested in K-pop or interested in catching the next episode, please do join the Discord. You can also go to the Rolls channel and get the event roll to be pinged every time we do go live. We do go live typically every single Friday. No promises, obviously, on whether or not we will be going live next Friday. Chances are yes, but you know, things happen, life happens. If you ever want to catch a replay of our Discord at any point, or sorry, of our podcast at any point, it is in server announcements. We do have the YouTube channel alongside the first 3 episodes. The 4th is getting uploaded tonight alongside this episode, which is going to be the 5th one. I just want to thank everyone for joining. I want to thank Mark earlier, and I want to thank Riz and Tato, respectively, for talking. I also want to thank Rye and Max for being here as always as well. But aside from that, thank you everyone, and hopefully you have a nice weekend. Peace.
Care, guys.
See you.